paguaj tung kuljetës. Shkarko aplikacionin e bankës ProCredit dhe paguaj profi nëpërmjet telefonit mobil Android. ProCredit Bank, shumë profi.
Welcome back, everyone, to the ProCredit Bank main stage. We'll continue with our next panel discussion. As we know, one of the industries that was hit hardest during this COVID-19 pandemic surely has to be tourism. That's why today we'll be exploring the topic of digital travel when technology and tourism collide. I'm honored to pass the stage to our moderator, Ms. Njomza Hassani Emine. Enjoy the discussion.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Njomza Amini. I'm from my travel agency in Pristina. We are here to discuss about digital travel. So when the technology and tourism collide. To discuss about it, we are here together with Mr. Flamur Bahtijari, Alan Huet, Quentin, Billon, and Virtyt Gacaferi. He's attending the meeting online. So as we know, the tourism is the world's largest industry that continuously contributes to in a global economy, and we know that the economy and the market had the need to use the technology application to serve the demands of both consumers and business. The same is with the travel agencies and the digital tourism. They are both linked to one another because, as we know, nowadays it is much easier for both the consumers and for the business. We can start with Flamur from Us Travel. He wants to discuss first about the technology in Us Travel and how the digital presence and importance in his travel agency.
Okay, thank you, Njomza. I want to thank you for the invitation and this concrete subject, which is very, very important nowadays for the whole travel industry. I must say that past, today, and future all exist together. So it's essential that the travel collides with the technology in order to make the further improvements for the whole future of the whole travel industry. We, as AS Travel, have started this project 4 years ago, and in a process operational basis in our back-end system we have invested a lot, which has led to minimize the time of the whole package creation. We as a travel agency are mostly focused on the outgoing part and having a job to combine 3 components like flights, hotels, and transfers from different suppliers and different options possible. It was a very, very difficult at that time. What we did, we managed to build a system which through XML or API, but also through manual contracts, we merged them all together into the one system, which is today known as a AS Travel B2B system, which will very soon go on B2C as well. I would like also to give you some short slides of our system, which is a kind of procedure of how it works and how in some seconds we can get the result, which is, I might say, 1 million of contents, starting from the hotel, starting from the room categories in the hotel, different kind of pricing on seasonality and everything. Everything is merged within 7 seconds. This is the main page and where the search begins. We are getting now to the second after we choose. Let me get back as it's. Yabi, can you help me with getting back to the first point that it's moving as a slide? So this is where you choose a nationality, destination, a traveling date, length of nights, and number of persons. Then we go to the search button, to the next page. And after this, we get the third page, which is full results. Okay, if you see this page, so in about 7 seconds, you get around 600 hotels, which is very, very impossible without the technology. And in this page, you get the whole filters that you can easily done within 1 second. If we go to the next page, looking for the patience. Okay, this is directly for those who know where they will stay, where they have that exact fare if they're traveling for the business. It's very easily that through the map they will choose the location of the hotel. And if we go to the next page, so this is how it is now in the box where you can go do a checkout. So you can filter based on the meal plan and everything. And just 2 more slides. Okay, and the second one, this is when you input the data. And this is the final confirmation from the hotel, which is given directly from the hotel which we booked. This hotel is based in Dubai, so we as a travel agency don't have direct agreements, but our supplier does, and they get the instant confirmation within a second, which gives you a confirmed booking. And of course, I think that this would be very impossible without the technology. I want to give you some few. Guys, some help with the mic. Okay, and I'll give you 2 more slides, which is so this is the GDS, which is also global distribution system, and allows us to search for the flights. And with this technology of one of our partners, Amadeus, we get to retrieve the live availability of the seats on the particular flight. And what I also want to get to, let me get this up, yes, is this one. Without the technology, our presence online or digitally would be impossible. So I need to show that this is our source or and our distribution channel that we use mostly in order to gather the audience. And this is our focus for 7 years now. And on a yearly basis, we attract or reach around 3.3 million people with impression of 103 million, which again would be impossible without the technology. This would be for my start, and of course I'd like to hear from my friends as well.
Yes, Alan Huet and Quentin Billon from Virtyt Travel. So how did the digital change the tourism?
Well, let's say in general, as you were speaking about, like, you know, the technology, thanks to technology, like nowadays, it's much more easy to have information, to have like about hotel. It's crazy to think now you can even choose the meal of the hotel you are going to pick, which is quite impressive and good in a certain way. Let's say in general, we will say like well, before, let's say 50 years, of course, the tourism was more based into like a physical contact between, so you had a lot of agencies, physical agencies, where the people could go, speak with like an agent, you know, like get a brochure, see like the highlight of a destination. And this was more or less like how, let's say in general, of course, how tourism was working. And of course, as you mentioned, technology changed everything because it basically brings more information, more data into the tourism sector. So nowadays, you still have agencies, physical one, less and less, as we can see, and that's why like it's not only for this reason, but a lot of big tour operators, as we could see with Thomas Cook, went down also because the more bigger you are in tourism now, let's say the most difficult it is to handle everything. So that's why now we have like a lot of, how to say, like a lot of more like online tourism. We could just see like on some research, and nowadays like 77% of sales in tourism is made online, so which is quite impressive. And you have the other one, which is like including either the B2B, so between like agencies, two agencies, and the other one will be like, of course, like the B2C, like agencies selling to clients they know or to contact and everything. So, well, it changed everything, let's say the digital and the technology, because, well, it gives more advantage to the client, but also like it's also a bit more difficult for agencies, as you were explaining, because then travel agencies like yours, like tour operator or ours, need to focus much more on this, because this is how you attract clients right now. Before, you just need to be there, in fact, on people who come and everything. And that's why this is like investments. As you mentioned, the cost of the investment in digital marketing, it's a lot. And just to make, for us, like we are small, let's say, agencies. So we are more based into like I would say old school tourism. So more contact to contact. But you know, like when digital is so important, for example, Instagram, as you mentioned, this is like everything now, because people want information. People can look, you know, like everything, let's say, online on any website. And just to finish, well, it changed also the fact that, you know, now people are they have much more expectation on the travel, because on the fact of some website as like Booking or TripAdvisor, people now, they see everything, they see like the review, they see, so they compare, let's say, everything. Yes. And so on the travel now, if you are a travel agency, you have to give the service, let's say, even better than before, because let's say anyone nowadays can travel by his own, finding the information, finding the hotel and everything. So as a travel agency, now let's say our job is to make sure that everything is perfect. So let's say the expectation of the people is way higher than it was before. That's what I think, you know, so yeah.
Yes, of course. And what is your vision on digital tourist activity?
Well, our vision also is that everything changed in the market because, as we said, people are more and more experienced in terms of travel, and people are traveling more and more each year. And it's like so accessible now to travel. You have like low-cost flights, which you can go for a weekend for nothing. It can be more expensive to go to the next city to travel. So in terms of competition, it's quite tough now online. Also to be on Google, for example, you need to have a good SEO and to make some differences and be very specific on this technology. So it brought a new way and new also jobs into tourism. As we also notice, we're an incoming company. So we work especially on the French-speaking market, which is a bit different because French travel since a long time and French people travel since a long time. So our target is to understand also our tourists, and it's also to promote a lot Kosovo, for example, because it's unknown in France or Belgium, and so we need to be very tough on digital marketing. So we created, for example, a video also to promote the country, because rather have some videos than words to promote a place. And we're quite also happy of this video. We made like 13,000 views on YouTube and 26,000 views on Facebook and Instagram. We also try also to create a blog and to create some connections to our website. And we can notice that digital is way more important in B2C than in B2B, because B2B is still a bit old school. It's more about having contacts, going to fairs and making some connections between the agencies, but going directly to the person behind her computer is a bit more tricky. You need more investments. For now, for example, we need like 100 euros to manage to have someone who will travel with us in terms of marketing. And that's a bit like
is it worth it? Yeah.
It is worth it because it's when you have someone who travel with you, he will speak also. So you have also this way, or I went to Kosovo, I went to Macedonia or whatever, and they will talk to their family, to their relatives, to their friends. And so it has a huge impact on that also. So it's very interesting, and we can notice also that the platforms are changing. Now, like in France, we have like very interesting platforms which created social media around the platform, and people can book and discuss together, and they don't know each other, but they will go in holidays together. Mm-hmm. And they can like also put reviews, and they can see like the reviews and what a tourist like also between them. So it's getting more and more complicated because agencies are a bit the intermediary between the outbound country and the inbound. And so how to maintain people to go through agencies is in transition. And I think like the market is quite unknown now, and nobody knows in which direction it will go because people have brilliant ideas every year. And when I look, for example, in Greece, they invented, for example, in terms of digital, you can even make your tailor trip on your own. That means you can go on the website, take a guide, take a hotel, take the tour, and you can like select whatever you want. And it's so specific, and the website is so well done that it's hard to compete with that because it's a great job. But it's interesting also to see.
Thank you. We have also Virtyt, Gacaferi, who's attending online. So I have a few questions that I would like to ask. How the function of technology and tourism, how much is tourism involved in technology?
We sell, I'm Virtyt Gacaferi, owner of Balkan Natural Adventure. We are a company from PEA, and we sell around 150 tours a year to people all around the world. Without technology, we would not be able to enter the market selling directly to the clients in UK, Taiwan, Australia, or anywhere in the world. And basically, the globalization and Google and the possibility to put your products online made this possible for us to make this safe. As my colleague was saying, it is more important to do for business to client tours. It is true, but also for business to business, technology and your website and your online reputation is very, very important, because a lot of our clients find us, B2B clients find us by searching the internet and by finding our reputation. So I agree with my colleague, but I say it is important for both. I think that the best examples of technology making a disruption in tourism is Booking.com and Airbnb, which have changed the whole booking process in the world. And now they sell other products there. For example, Airbnb has started selling also adventures and visits in their website, not in all countries, but in some of the countries. However, I think that this is only the start of the change. I think there will be a lot of changes, and I think that technology will take more and more space into in the tourism industry, but there will always be a need for human interaction, because that is what tourism is about. It's about meeting people, it's about talking to people, it's about having a personal connection or discussion with the people that you buy the product from, or the people that of the country that you visit.
Thank you, Virtyt. So now we can discuss more maybe with Flamur about How is it very difficult to have a BNC platform, or is it very expensive? Is it worth it in Kosovo? Do the credit card payment work in Kosovo, for example? Do we have problems with that?
Okay, yes. Of course, there is a big initial cost of building software, as you get a lot of features inside, and there is a lot of software work to do. What we did in our software, we merged like 15 suppliers of hotels into one search. But then in time efficiency, we are more efficient, because our employees don't need to search on 15 different channels. And then again, when you see and do the measures, it's not that expensive, I'd say, because it's a good investment for the whole technology. I want also to interfere with my colleague Virtyt, who also mentioned the Booking.com. I still think that even the Booking.com presence is very, very powerful in the whole region. The tour operators or incoming have a lot of advantages which Booking.com is restricted of. I can say that the rates from the different wholesalers which are on B2B channels are less expensive than the ones on Booking.com, because Booking.com is obliged to have a particular markup on their rates. So I again here think that human touch can do the difference, and at the whole end, what we do, what all the travel agencies do, we sell experiences. So we don't sell a particular product, we sell our experience. So what you do, I don't think that anyone who lives in France can have the knowledge of Kosovo as U2 does. So what you did here, you came here, experienced. We do it the same. We do it with our destination that we promote, with Maldives, Mauritius. We go see the destinations, we handpick the hotels, and also we have built a package in our system, dynamic package which pop-ups, the different kind of components which you can drag and drop into the basket. And we are learning a lot from the online, but we have the know-how, expertise in the background, because most of the work is done in the back-end system. And again, without the human touch, how can you do? So I think that this discussion was 20 years ago, when from the paper tickets into GDS.
Yes, I remember that.
You remember that?
We used to write paper tickets.
We used to write everything. We used to calculate the
fare
with notes, and which is the particular measure, standard. And again, I think 15 years ago, it appears to have electronic tickets, and everyone's saying that this is bad for the travel agencies. But again, the most of the work done is by the travel agencies, so with the human touch. So I think that this collide should be done with the help of the both parts, expertise from our side and technology, when we can merge it very well and have a great future.
Just to go back to that, I think just like the technology took this kind of space that people right now, they are trying to avoid it. We have some example, for example, let's say, which is very in right now. We have the kind of company which is called, for example, like Out of Reach. It's a travel agency who organize trip. Well, say when you don't have any connection, you have different level, of no connection. So let's say the people will live for 8 days, and during 8 days, they will not have access to any phone, any internet, anything. So you see, like it's like a bit paradox, like.
Yeah, it's better to use travel agency. You will feel more safe anyway.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the fact is, like, people went so much into technology that technology when, like people are a bit bored of technology. I think right now, or more or less, technology. I'm speaking about like the clients, not the agencies. I mean, we agencies need to focus on this because, well, that's our let's say job. But for the clients, I think more and more people, as you mentioned, people will always want contact, and they want the physical also, like the physical, let's say, contact between the people. That's why we have this kind of platform now. We gather like individual people, because before, let's say, travel agencies making more groups, and there were groups of like many individuals, but that stopped for a little bit because it was a bit old school to go in a group for travel and everything. But now we start to go back to this, which is interesting to notice. Is like before, those kind of groups which were traveling, let's say 30 years ago, were more old people. And now, let's say the groups which are gathering together are young people, let's say 20, yes. Because we organize this kind of groups. So it's individual between, let's say, 20 to 30 years old people who just want to go alone, meet new people, have new connection,
new behaviors.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
They want to get out from the things which are happening every day. So from the routine. So
yes,
I would like to add, especially it's getting more and more digital on the way to sell. That means you have like tools which are having more and more technology, and we improved a lot on that. But when you welcome people, when they book their trip and they arrive, they need the physical. They need to see the people, they need to feel, and they need to have experiences. And we notice that more and more people are not asking for the highlights of a country, but for experience, meet the locals, go to see some productions of, for example, in Kosovo we go visit some productions of cheese, on how you produce meat, and this interests a lot of people, and they need interaction to get out a bit of this routine box that they have back home. So this was just like
for example, even for the travel books, because we organize self-drive tour, or for example, people also like to have this kind of touchy, let's say, stuff. For travel books, we could do the travel books, let's say, online, on an application. But we have the, let's say, the feedbacks, and people are asking us to have, beautiful travel books with all information regarding hotel, itinerary, and everything, because that's what they keep afterward. This works a lot in tourism. Even, let's say, big tour operator use that, like this kind of beautiful travel books that people keep as a souvenir from travel and everything. So this will always be there, because I think, as I mentioned, people maybe are a bit fed up of technology at some time and need to go to what was before, let's say, what was the good time, let's say.
I agree.
Virtyt, what about you and your travel agency is expecting any BNC, or they prefer BNB at the moment? I'm talking about the credit card payments. Do you have any problems with that?
We had a lot of problems with transfers, because in some banks they don't have Kosovo as a country in the list, so they cannot bank transfers. But we have solved this by we have installed TAB credit card payment gateway. They gave us a very good price, and we also are clients of Paysera, which is a fintech company and which has reduced hugely our expenses. For example, we receive money from outside, and for receiving money we pay no fees. We get money instantly from EU, and for paying in EU we pay only €1, no matter what is the amount of money. So the coming of fintech technology in Kosovo is a big advantage, and it did help us. We just received some funds from the UK yesterday, and the transfer was instant, and it's so beautiful. It's like magic. So these problems are becoming to be less and less, and we all the time work on our website. We're going to integrate Paysera in our website, and we work on our website. And I have a saying. I say, when you think that your website is finished, it's a very bad website, because the website is never finished. You have always to put in and work in and change and find new ways and add new articles. And I would have a question for AS Travel, because I find their application quite impressive. How do they get people into their platform? And is platform working now, or is it just pre-launch, or has it been launched? And if it has, how do they get people into the platform?
Yes. Thank you, Virtyt. I'll give you a quick question, as we are toward the end of the whole. The platform for the moment is live, and but it is on the B2B stage. So you can log in only if you're registered. So yes, there is possibility. We have a number of sub-agents from Kosovo and also the corporate clients who have access and use it for their holiday packages or for their corporate travel. So in that case, it would be I would be more than happy to share it with you and with the ones who have interest, as our intention is to deliver the product to the rest and make it easier for people to book and get the instant confirmation.
If I may, so your target is still Kosovo clients, not worldwide clients.
Yes, we operate on outbound part, so we don't do inbound. Of course, inbound is a bit more difficult because hotels in Kosovo have not that structure, which we are working right now with the Chamber of Tourism in order to divide the rates from the rack rate and the tour operator rate in order to give the advantage to incoming travel agencies to have their profit, and of course which will cover the marketing that the travel agency is doing in there. So on that part, we are working aggressively on the law of tourism, which will be voted very, very soon, and I think a lot of things will be done through that part.
I think if you don't have anything more to say, this is the end.
I can add something for the
yes,
end.
Yes, please.
A quick word.
I can say that progress of change. Progress is in order to progress, you need to change your mind. So if you cannot change your mind, you cannot change anything. So in this part, I think that we should embrace the technology and change on the way. And I think that on the next year we'll come with new ideas, as it's moving very fast. The travel technology. I think that the things that we talk today, the next year will be like too old, I think. Yeah? Thanks a lot.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much.
So stay tuned because the next panel will start in a few minutes. Thank you.